So now the meeting is being recorded. Thanks, Faisal. Okay, so yeah, so the pricing of WAZOBIA-invoice, like I said, there is a basic price. With basic, this is free services. These are all the features that one can enjoy when they're using WAZOBIA product for free. And there is a 2,000 subscription per month, and of course 20,000 per year, as you can see. And there is advanced one, which is 5,000 per month and 50,000 per year. And there is a platinum, which is 10,000 per month and 100,000 per year. And these are all the features that one can explore or can enjoy using the product. Before I look at the partners with us, I would like to sort of, highlight the privacy policy of our product. One of the unique features of WAZOBIA-invoice is we try as much as we can to maximize the issue of privacy, especially for our users. We do not hold anyone's data. Of course, we know the numbers, how many people download the WAZOBIA-invoice, but we don't know who they are. The only identifiable information that we can have for a person is what is called WAZOBIA subscription number or WAZOBIA subscription code, which I will share with you in a couple of minutes. Okay. So for those who are joining us now, just for you to know that the meeting is being recorded, so please be here with us. Yeah. So like I said, privacy policy, please always refer to our privacy policy. This is very important, especially when you are dealing with businesses, because a lot of businesses or anyone that is using WAZOBIA-invoice, they will be uploading their data on WAZOBIA platform, WAZOBIA-invoice platform, and it's good for them to be aware that their data is not in any way being transferred either to our server or to anyone else. So that is very important for us. And then there is a resource link. A resource link, you can see that there is a demo, API integration, a user manual, agent login, and sales partner login. So as a sales partner, if you want to log in, you can just come to our website, you click on sales partners login, you use your username and password, which you all have at the moment. If you do not have username and password, do let me know so that I can ask admin to set it up for you. So with the sales partner login, you can be able to log in. As an agent also, they can be able to log in from our website. Then partner with us. There are 3 ways to partner with WAZOBIA-invoice. The first one is authorized sales partner, ASP, which you are all ASP. Those that are in this meeting are authorized sales partner, from different states, Lagos, Kano, Abuja, etc. So what is authorized sales partnership? These are the responsibilities, or these are the roles and commission structure of a partnership. So as authorized sales partnership, you stand to gain 10% commission on all subscription revenue from 1, customers you directly recruit. Number 2, customers recruited by your agent. Having said that, I would like to add that as authorized sales partner, you can also be an agent yourself. So which means if you are an authorized sales partner, you are an agent, you stand to gain the commission of an agent, and of course the commission of your authorized sales partnership. And in terms of the role expectation, recruit and manage agents, train agent and customers, market WAZOBIA in your territory, set and monitor performance targets for the agents. So we will try, and we are trying as best as we can to make sure that we limit the number of ASP. And that is why we build it based on trust. Other companies or organizations that we trust, these are the ones that are only ASPs. And mainly because we want to protect the integrity of the product. Sorry, someone wants to join. Okay. So once again, for those that are joining us now, be aware that the meeting is being recorded. Yeah, thank you. So for those that are joining us now, as I said, the meeting is being recorded. Please be here with us. So for ASP, as an ASP, like I said, the commission is 10%. And of course, you stand to gain 10% of all the subscriptions that comes through your agent or through yourself as ASP. And these are the expression of interest. Almost all of you have submitted expression of interest. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sorry, topic, if you can mute yourself, please. If you can mute yourself.
Okay.
And for your information, the meeting is being recorded. I hope you don't mind.
No problem.
Good. So the process of onboarding ASP, the sender's expression of interest, these are the requirements. There has to be legally business. They must have a business status, must be a registered business, include their CSC registration, and have a verifiable address. And of course, they need to demonstrate operational capacity, markets, and growth. So these are very much all the informations about the ASP, which you are all here for. There is a terms and conditions for the ASP. And of course, one can express this. I mean, a new ASP, they need to send an expression of interest. Upon receiving their expression of interest, then we can bet on it and, of course, approve or reject. There is an agent. So become an agent. So as an agent stand to benefit from the commission, 50% commission on subscription fees from all customers they have recruited for 3 months. If an agent recruited a user that paid for a 1-year subscription, they stand to benefit 50% for a full annual amount. And their role is recruit new customers, onboard and train customers, provide first-level support, work under ASP for a virtual sales partner. So one thing that I would like to emphasize here, every agent must be assigned or must be attached to authorized sales partner. And sometimes agents may come to us as WAZOBIA, to WAZOBIA-invoice, wanted to be an agent. Of course, we can look at the full of our ASP and then we can assign them to you based on proximity and location where the agent is, mainly to sort of so that you guys can provide support. But at the same time, if you are an ASP, you have a free will to recruit an agent, as many as you can. At the moment, you have a limit of only 100 agents that you can recruit. If you reach, for example, 100 and you need more, of course, you can kick out those that are not being active. But if you have all 100 that have been active, if you let us know, we can increase the number of agents that you can recruit. There is also another kind of partnership that one can explore with WAZOBIA-invoice, that is a business partner. So this one is quite different from the ASP. And this is very much related if there is any kind of an opportunity for technology integration, marketing, distribution partnership, or even strategic alliances. So these are different partnerships that we have at the moment. Okay. So any question about website before we move? Because the next thing is to show you the kind of application and how it works. Is there any question before we proceed?
No question from me. Thanks.
So if there is, thank you, Peter. So if there is no question, we can proceed. Like I said, please take your time to explore the website, and if you have any question, just reach out. The next thing that I would like to do is to show you the application. That is WAZOBIA-invoice application. Like I said, a user can download it on a Google Play Store or on our website. WAZOBIA-invoice is a progressive web application. So which means even though you are installing it on your computer or on your cell phone, but it has a limited feature. It's not like a native application. So it's not like occupying your kind of phone, and it's mainly around 24 megabyte MB, which is quite good. So this is an interface of WAZOBIA-invoice. I think somebody wants to join. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Topic, if you can mute yourself again.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so what these are the features of the application. As you can see, there is a new invoice. That is if a user wants to create a new invoice, sales record, sales history, unpaid, AI assistance, and inventory. And of course, there are quite a number of features here. So what I will do, I'm going to show you quickly how, for example, one can take an inventory and how we can send an invoice. So for example, if a user wants to create an inventory, they just click on inventory. There are 3 ways to add inventory. One is using Excel file, which one can upload or download. First of all, if you want to import inventory, they can download a template. And this template is in Excel file. So once they download the template, this gives you a kind of an idea of what you can add on the template. And let me see, for example, if I can do this. Sorry. So I can add items. I can add items as many as they are, and then I can save it. So one can download the template, use it and upload it, and then you can also upload it by just clicking. So you can see that there are 18 selected items. By importing, boom. So now all the 18 items are added. That is how to add an inventory. The other one is you can add inventory sort of manually. So for example, this is an item, a new item that I bought. Here I need to add the amount that I bought the items. For example, 10,000. And here I can add a margin. Bashir, yeah, Bashir, you can come in, please.
Yes, I think just a quick one. So what if the records are duplicate?
Sorry?
It automatically, what if there are duplicate records?
Duplicate records?
Yes.
No. So yeah, the duplicate. So at the moment, it's not picking the duplicate records. The understanding is you can have the same record, perhaps with the same price. Yeah, so obviously, as you can see, for example, what we did now, you just copy and paste, but it counts it as a record. So what it does, it counts the items, not the names of the items, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay. So one can add an inventory as an items, put the amount that you buy the, you purchase the inventory. You can add the margin either in percentage or in Naira. For example, the margin is 100. That's mean the price that you want to sell it is 10,100. You can select the category, perhaps electronics. Maybe this is a computer. I can write computer here. Yes, Peter, you can come in, please.
Okay, that's good. Your template can be tailored to your need, right? I can actually customize the way I want. Because I noticed you have more fields when you're entering it manually, like the margin type is not available on the template, and I think those parameters are necessary for the customer as well. You want to know, okay, what margin are you looking you want to make from a particular item, and also in your reporting as well. So, but it's not captured in the template you shared. So which means you may also let people know that those templates can actually be customized to capture these additional fields, which you are seeing when you are doing it manually.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Peter. Yeah. So with the additional, sorry, with the manual addition, obviously it captures all the fields that are required. But with a template, of course, you can add the margin. Obviously, in the template, the margin was not there, but you can add the column of the margin, and of course, it will capture it as the margin. Yeah, margin type in the template. Okay. So one can
I
add.
also want to
Yeah.
ask, is it possible to, I know for some shops, you understand?
Yeah.
They're able to use the scanner,
Yes.
which helps in fast tracking your sales. You understand?
Yeah.
Is it possible to add that additional module so you can add a code if you want to scan the object? That helps in fast track your sales, so you don't keep customers waiting for too long in the queue.
Yep. So I can tell you this. In the last meeting we had at WAZOBIA, we discussed about the scanner. So initially, WAZOBIA-invoice was not meant for supermarket, but now we have seen a lot of interest coming from the supermarket, obviously. So yeah, as you said, that obviously it's a, it's a new product, it's software. Then in the next, of course, updates, the use of scanner will be added. I mean, there is an AI scanner, which I can show you, but that one is just scanning the name. It's not scanning the QR code. So the QR code feature at the moment is not available. But yeah, this is part of the new update. Actually, the feedback that we received when I was in Nigeria last week, a lot of supermarkets are looking for reading the QR code. Yeah. So so here I can add an items. Adding an items, I can create an invoice. Let's say I'm creating an invoice to Abdul. I can write an email address, a customer's address, and of course, select the date when the invoice is due to be paid. I can select an item from the inventory, for example, the one that I've just added. Yeah. Here there is VAT, whether inclusive or otherwise. So if it's not inclusive, you just switch it off, and if it's VAT inclusive, you add it, and then you create an invoice. You can send this invoice. So once you see the rate, this is an invoice, and you can of course clearly see the payment details, the bank detail, when how you want the customer to pay, and of course you can share. Sorry, you can share the invoice either through WhatsApp or through emails, or you can download it, or you can even print it. So obviously you can, it will be sent as a PDF document. You can also download it, or you can print it directly if you have connected, or if you have a printer connected to your device. The other thing is you can record payments of the invoice. For example, this is the invoice of 10,858. You can record a payment. If, let's say, for example, there is a part payment of 2,000, you can record it, whether it's a bank transfer, cash, POS, USD, and you can record the payment. You can share the receipt of the payment to the customer, and then that's it. So that is for the invoice. If you click on the unpaid, you can see, for example, the list of all the unpaid, transaction, particularly the one that you sent an invoice, all of them to 13, unpaid 10, partial payments 3. For example, the one that we've just done, we've just created today, 1st of February, is Abdul. They have made a partial payment of 2,000. You can still record you can still record a payment to say, okay, this is 3,000, maybe through POS, and then you record the payment, go back. You can still go back to the unpaid. You can still see partial. You can still see Abdul 5,850. So that will give a business at least a track record of how they can sort of follow off with their invoice payments. So that is with the invoice, with the sales record, or with the sales or record payments. The user can generate a receipt. For example, I have a customer named Aminu. Or if I already registered a customer, I can select them from existing customer, maybe Chinedu. This is their phone number. I can select from the inventory all the items that I sell to them. This is the price and the quantity. Indomie, I don't need to pay. They don't need to pay VAT, and mode of transfer, and then you can complete the payment. So once you see the green, this is a complete payment. So that is for sales and record payment. We call it sales and record payment here because sales, it can be for businesses, but for record payments, it can be applied for anything. For example, whether it's a school fees, a hospital, as long as they sort of do transaction, they can record payments. The other thing is they can see sales history. So sales history, one can be able to see all their sales history, whether the total sales, the amount received, the outstanding, and the total VAT they've collected. This is very important for our businesses, especially in this tax regime era, because a lot of businesses, they are to collect VAT, and the way to collect VAT is another hassles if they don't have a platform to do that. So that will give them a kind of an idea of the VAT they've collected. So this is the total sales. For example, today, 1st of February, we have done these sales. This is a margin, and yeah, and that's it. These are all the transactions. So at least they can be able to see for today, the sales history for today, for yesterday, for this week, for this month, or they can even explore for more, or they can even select custom range. Another thing is report. With WAZOBIA-invoice, businesses can generate reports based on the overview of the report. For example, they can see the total revenue, outstanding, total invoice, etc. They can also see profit and loss based on the margin, tax summary. The good news is WAZOBIA-invoice can help businesses to calculate exact amount, how much they need to pay the government. And the WAZOBIA-invoice was developed to reflect Nigerian tax law. So whether it is a VAT, for example, value-added tax, you can see all the collected tax that you've collected using VAT with your platform. Company income tax, of course, it has to reach a certain level of threshold, as you can see, 25 million. So far is zero based on the transaction I've done so far. Deductible tax, 30 so far, 30,000 so far. So that is the tax report. The other thing is expenses report. As part of businesses, sometimes we spend money, for so many reasons. So one can be able to see, the detailed expenses they've incurred. The other thing is they can record expenses. So as a business, for example, you can record expenses. For example, if it's a rent you want to record, you can add expenses. You can say this is I'm paying for maybe additional rent fees. You can say this is rent. This is maybe this amount is 1,000, the date when you paid, and then you add expenses. Expenses is added, additional rent fee is added. You can say it's 1,000. At the end of the day, you can be able to download or to sort of view all your expenses. And when it comes to calculating profit and loss, the total of expenses is always included. And of course, when it comes to tax calculation, the expenses is also included. One thing I have noticed when I went to Nigeria a couple of weeks is that a lot of people are paying tax without understanding what is tax and what they are due to be paid. For example, as part of the law or the regulation is you need to deduct expenses before you pay the tax. And when I was speaking with a lot of businesses, they said, no, the tax agent, they just come to you, they look at your shop, they said, okay, look, you've done this transaction and this is the amount of your tax. So again, it's good to make people aware that they can record expenses, and WAZOBIA-invoice can give them an idea of exactly what they need to pay. Reminders. You can send a reminder with WAZOBIA-invoice. You can send a reminder to all the invoices that you've sent. For example, you can edit and send. So there is a kind of a template messages that you can send to your customer to say, okay, look, there is an invoice that one needs to pay, and of course you can set the date when the reminder will be set, and you can send it instantly to the user. You can also schedule to send a reminder, depending on how you want it to sort of to be sent. There is a team feature. As much as WAZOBIA-invoice is an offline first system, but you can sort of use it for multi-sales points. What is multi-sales point? Multi-sales point is when you have, for example, 2 or 3 different shops, and as a shop owner, you would like to be able to harmonize or to synchronize all the sales from different sales points. There is a way of doing it. The way of doing it is a shop manager will create an account as a shop manager, and they will generate this QR code. A team member will now come. They have to be physically present at the time of sharing or initial setup. They scan the QR code. They use the 6-digit number from the sales from the shop owner to create an account. So that account from the team members will be joined to the sales to the shop owner. And now the question is, how can the data be synchronized? Because WAZOBIA-invoice, like we said, you can use it offline, whether there is internet or there is no internet. And of course, you can use it not on our server. So there is no central database that one can use. So there is a feature that you can synchronize your application with Google Drive. And as soon as you synchronize your application with Google Drive, then all the sales will go to the Google Drive. So what WAZOBIA-invoice does is, as soon as you connect it to your Google Drive, WAZOBIA-invoice will create a database in your Google Drive. And when your team member join your application, also if they synchronize it to the same Google Drive, so what will happen is all the sales will go to the same Google Drive, and as a shop owner, you can be able to patch it and view it from the Google Drive. There is API configuration. This feature API configuration is not ready yet, mainly because one of the requirements of the FIRS new tax policy is that businesses should be able to send their invoice live to the FIRS. So we put the application. As soon as the application is ready, it will be synchronized between WAZOBIA-invoice and FIRS Tax Pro, which is a platform that is authorized to connect to your application and to send an invoice to the FIRS. Subscription. So in each app, there is a subscription link. A user can see, for example, different subscriptions, whether it is free, popular, which is pro, current, or ultimate, platinum. And how does one do subscription? They can just click, for example, if I want to upgrade, they can just click on the upgrade. And what it does is it will link them directly to our payment gateway. At the moment, there are 2 available subscription pathways. One is to do bank transfer. So with bank transfer, if a user select bank transfer, they need to pay this amount and they need to use this reference. And this is very, very important because this reference that we call subscription reference is a unique reference number for each installed application. And when we come to discuss the agent claim, this is what the agent will use. And even you as a sales partners, this is the most important number for you, because that is when you can know how many subscribers your agent have recruited. And whenever they make a payment, we see this subscription number. So they're going to use it as a reference. And of course, when they transfer the amount of money, exactly the amount of money that they want to transfer, then they need to click on this link. Sorry, on this one, I have made the payment. Once they have clicked on the button, I've made the payment, our admin will be able to reconcile, which is an automated process anyway, reconcile the payment with this reference. And of course, they will release all the features that the user is paying for. There is another option, payment option, which is through FlutterWave, which is an online. For example, a user can select I'm using my email address, and the user can select this, and then they can click on payment processing. And with the Pluto Wave, they can pay using card, Google Play, USSD, or bank payment. Again, this is the way in which a user can make a payment. Okay. So this is the payment gateway. So like I said, the most important is to get that reference number from the payment gateway. There is settings. So in the settings, there is a business information. So it's business information. A user can edit the business name, the phone number, the email, and the address. And of course, they can add their logo. For example, if I want to change the logo to be this, they save it, and then this will appear on their logo. Bank details. A user can, a business can edit bank detail, because this will only show when they are sending an invoice, so that their bank detail will appear. So for example, in this case, this is what will appear. Okay. Tax and registration. As part of the FIRS policy, some of the information, including TIN, CAC, can all be included in the invoice. So if a user adds information here, this will automatically appear on their invoice. And of course, this is to follow the regulation of the FIRS. And then subscription, we've looked at it, but it's the same process of subscription. And then team synchronization. This is about the team synchronization that we've discussed earlier. Cloud backup. With cloud backup feature, one can be able to synchronize the application with their Google Drive or with their OneDrive. And once a user synchronizes the application with their OneDrive, all their data will be saved. Going forward, all their data will be saved on their Google Drive. So which means even if they lost their phone, they should be able to have access to their data. And how can they do that? They can just create a new application, install a new application on a different phone, log into their sort of Google Drive, and be able to pull it off, just like the way we do with our WhatsApp, if and when we lost our cell phone. Security and PIN. One can change a security or update the security informations of their cell phone, for example, of the app, change the PIN number or recovery press or security questions. So these are all the features that one can use. Backup and recovery. So with backup and recovery, even though you can connect your application with Google Drive, but that is a paid feature. So the question is, what if someone is using free service? And of course, they want to back off their data. There is a way of backing up their data, which is manually. So they can click on backup recovery, they can download their data, which as you can see, and then they can save it on their cell phone, or they can even send it to WhatsApp or to different account, so that at least they can have their sales record intact. Because like I said, part of the regulation of the FIRS is for businesses to keep the record of their sales data for at least 6 months. So again, even if one is using a free subscription, they can be able to back up their data regularly. Language. So far, WAZOBIA-invoice support 5 different languages: English, Niger, Pidgin, Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. Another feature that is yet to be introduced, which I would like to share with you, is lost but found. But my team are still working on this feature. So it's not promising, it's a long way to go. But this feature, it will allow a user to be able to locate their cell phones when it's lost. And the same way the WAZOBIA-invoice is working offline, we are trying to build a model that can be able to allow a user to be able to locate their cell phone, especially if it gets snatched or if it gets stolen within 1 hour, between certain proximity. then there is a kind of approximation, or where the phone is. And if it is online, a user can be able to locate precisely where the phone is, approximately the distance between 0 to 10 meters. But like I said, this is not the feature that is available, but it's the work in progress, and that is why we didn't even mention it on our website. But yeah, this is very much it. Any question about the app before we proceed? Any question? Peter, yes, come in, please.
All right, thank you very much for that walkthrough. Quite interesting and informative. I have a couple of questions. First,
Yes.
the reference ID
Yes.
mentioned.
Yes.
Are you going to keep generating different reference ID for every customer, or a partner is supposed to have one reference ID which every customer within your purview reference?
That's a very good question. So is that your only question? Maybe if you can.
No, I have other questions.
Okay, go ahead, please, so that I can answer them.
Okay, I was also looking at I believe there should be a role-based access control for the application to help manage multiple users, especially for some shops that have maybe the manager and the inputter.
Yeah.
So the manager won't be able to say, okay, let the inputter input, but should not be able to make changes. So we want to see the different roles that are available and the right that the respective people have. Then, as regards the tax, you spoke, the 7.5 VAT and the company income tax, but let's not. I didn't see you talk about withholding tax.
Yeah.
Because withholding tax is also part of what some companies want to be able to manage.
Yeah.
And for the AI, the AI does it just look at your internal transaction and give you a kind of visibility to what your transaction is like, or what products are really selling more in your shop? Does it have the ability to look at it from a wider perspective and maybe advise the customer? Those are value add anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the customer saying, in Lagos, for instance, this is the kind of drink that is actually selling, which can also guide the users to restock when they want to restock their items. Those are just kind of value add which can be used to further sell the product. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Peter from Lagos. So yeah, Peter, I can tell you that the AI features, like you said, it does, but it looks at internal transactions. Actually, the transactions that you do within WAZOBIA app. For example, if you are using WAZOBIA app, there is an AI feature that it can tell you what product are you selling the most. For example, on Monday or on Tuesday or on Wednesday, and who is the most valuable customer, who generate more revenue for you. So these are the AI features that actually looked at the data and start giving you this information as you go on. And of course, as you know, the AI is learning, and that learning is coming from the data that you input in. Let's say, for example, if you keep sending a reminder to a customer and the customer is not paying, the AI feature can now tell you, okay, next time if you are sending an invoice to the customer, the features can advise you on what to do, especially if the customer is not paying on time. So yes, it look at the internal transaction, not external transaction. With regard to the tax, yes, at the moment in WAZOBIA-invoice, there is no withholding tax. And the reason for that, as you know, withholding tax is not for small and medium businesses, it's mainly for big businesses. So what WAZOBIA-invoice tax features does is, one, is take into consideration the VAT, and of course the company income tax, because that is within the definition of small and medium businesses. Having said that, Having said that, as we know, this is software, and the software, it keeps evolving, especially if there is a demand from you guys as a sales partner, then obviously adding who's holding tax is on the way. This is something that I would like to say. With role-based access control, yes. So if you set up WAZOBIA-invoice as a team, as a shop owner, you have authority, you have role, or you have access control to do almost everything, to take an inventory, to sell, to add, to delete, to edit. But as a team member, they cannot even create an inventory. So which means they have to, you have to share with them an inventory, which means they cannot edit. They can only sell. They cannot see your sales profit. They can see their sales record, how much they sell per day, but they cannot see, for example, your profit and loss, etc. So yeah, there is a role-based access control. And the most important question, which you asked actually, is a reference ID. So that reference ID, the one that I share with you, is not just a reference ID. We call it installation ID. And why is it installation ID? Because when an application is installed on WAZOBIA-invoice, that unique ID is there. So the system is automatically generating that reference ID for a user. And that is a unique ID for a user to identify their payment. And for us, because we don't want to be responsible of holding users' data, we use it as a single source or single truth or source of truth that we can identify a user, whether they made a payment or otherwise. So it's not we that are generating it, but it's application that actually generating it kind of automatically as soon as the user install the app. I hope that answers your question. I can see there is another, is it a comment? Somebody from, okay. So any question? If there is no question, I think we can proceed.
So what you're saying is that for me as a partner,
yeah,
am I going to have a unique ID that is tied to all my subscribers? I'm just looking at it in this way, Okay, I have a company, PWD, right?
Yes.
PWD has 10 customers onboarded
Yes.
on the platform, right?
Yes.
So how do you tie these 10 customers to PWD? Since you don't want to keep because of a privacy policy, you don't want to keep any information about Twitter, PWD, or my customers. Yes, you're saying, okay, for every customer, the system generates an ID for them, right?
Yeah.
So I'm also thinking that for you to link that customer to PWD, PWD should also have a unique ID. You understand? So that you know, okay, all of these IDs are linked to this customer PWD.
Yeah. So Peter, that is exactly what I'm going to show. What I'm going to show us next. Where is your unique ID, and where is the agent unique ID, and how does
Absolutely.
the agent unique ID link to your? So yeah, that's what I'm going to show us in the next few minutes, if you don't mind.
Okay, that's fine, no problem.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter. Any other question? Okay, good. So the next thing is to take you through the onboarding process as a sales authorized sales partners. Again, can I confirm if you can see my screen, please?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. So I'm sure I must have sent all. I must have sent a username and the password to you. So the way, of course, to log into your sales
Didn't get any
partner.
username.
Sorry?
You didn't send to me, but it doesn't matter. You can always send up later.
Oh yeah. So the username is your email address. So if you can log in now, I think if you can log in now, just you can click on resources. You can see sales partner logging in. So you use your email address, the one that I sent, your company email address, and the temporary password that I sent to you. You should be able to log in as a sales partner. Okay. So how does it work? So as a sales partner, let me see. Can I just see, please, for those of us who have an account as a sales partner, please, if you can log in to your sales partner portal. And if you have problem of logging in, please let me know.
Okay, let me get that.
Sorry?
Okay, sorry.
Hello?
Yes, Aminu.
Yeah. So I'm saying, if you have a login, I think Aliyu Isa, I have a problem with login in details. Okay, Aliyu, yeah, I'm aware of your problem with login in details. Aliyu Isa, we can look at it later. But if you have login details, please you log in to your sales partner. And the way to log into your sales partner is use the email address that you send your expression of interest with, and the password that we send to you. And that password is a temporary password. If you can log in, that will be good. So what you will see is, this is a sales partner portal. So as a sales partner, this is your unique password, unique code. So Peter, I'm sure that is what you're asking. So as a sales partner, you have a unique code, and this is what will, and this is what will appear in your portal. So how can you onboard an agent? At the moment, as you can see, I have only one agent, which you can set a target. For example, you can set a target for an agent to say, okay, look, in this February, I want you to recruit so active users, so target users, etc., etc. And then a user can be able to see that target on their platform. Sorry, an agent can be able to see that target on their platform. So the first feature is to generate registration code. So before you can onboard an agent, you need to generate a code for the agent. You can list how many codes you want to generate. You can generate, for example, 2 or 3. And the code will be expired within a certain period of time that you set, so that an agent must use that code within that period before they can be onboarded. So you can click on generate code or generating code. And then you can see, boom, we have generated two codes. And this code can be assigned to the users. At the moment, you can see that this one is only one that's agent registered. This one you can see agents are not registered. So this is the code that you can assign to an agent for an agent to be able to sort of to log in or to register. So please, can you try to generate a code from your end so that we can be able to see how we can create an agent account? Because what I would recommend is you can go through the process so that you can create an agent for your company, so that you can serve as a sales partner and at the same time as an agent. Yeah. So please, like I said, log into your dashboard as a sales partner. Use your email address, and the way to log in, if you go to our website, click on resources, you can see sales partner logging in. Use the email address for your company that you sent to us, and use the temporary password sent to you. And if you do that, you will be able to log in as a sales partner. The first thing that you can do is you can generate registration code, and this registration code is for the agent. So when you generate a registration code, that is what you can assign an agent to. The next thing is, as soon as you assign an agent registration code, an agent can log in. Let me see. So I'm going to see new registration. So for example, if you can see that this is the code that I can generate for my agent. For a new agent that want to register, they can use that code to log in. When they click, you can verify the agent, and then they can see your details as a sales partner. And then they can enter their names. For example, this my new agent name is Ayman, and their email address is ayman@gmail.com. And this is their password. And this is their address. And this is their BBN number. They need to enter the BBN number. Their state, for example, Ayman is from Kano. Local government is Nasarawa. So here they need to upload their photos. For example, this is Ayman's photo. And they need to also include their bank name. Bank name is Dennis Bank, the account number, and the account name, Ayman Aminu. So this is the terms and conditions for an agent. And here they need to write their name as a full name to sign the terms and condition. I have read and understood and agreed to WAZOBIA Smart Tech terms and condition, and then they can create an account. So, okay, it requires phone number 08033. So obviously, signature must be, okay, so, okay. So using that code that you send to an agent, you can see that registered agent code this. So that's meaning if you check your portal, you can see that so far you've generated four. Two are active and one is pending, obviously. And to see the pending one, you can look at onboarding request. So you can see that one is pending and one is approved. If an agent submitted their request, they cannot log in until you approve it, or until you approve it. So Ayman@gmail.com. I hope I get the password correct. So you see, your onboarding is pending. ASP approval, please wait for your authorized sales partner to approve. So you as a sales partner, once you check onboarding, you can approve. So once you approve, Ayman with the username and password, they can be able to log in. Ayman@gmail.com. And that's Aminu. Yep. So you see, Ayman is now an agent. You can see, welcome Ayman as an agent. and that is what agent can see on their dashboard. So please, can I suggest that if you can try it and see how you can create an agent account. If you have not done so, first of all, you log in as a authorized sales partner. You generate the sequence number, and you can assign it as to an agent. And then you can see that all the agent that you have created the code for, they are assigned to you. Okay. Any question? Guys, are you still there?
Yes, we are following.
Thank you, because it seems to be quiet, everyone. Anyway, so please, once you've created an agent, what we're going to see now is how an agent can use that unique reference number to claim for the subscription payments. So I'm going to continue, if you don't mind. I'll continue if so. Like I said, this is a portal agents can see. There is a guide here, which an agent can now see how to navigate and how to do onboarding, how to use all the features. Of course, going through this, there will be no problem. There is a guide, for example, how they can use each and every feature of on this. But the most important for the agent is how they can claim the payment using WZB reference. And this WZB reference, like I said earlier, is a reference code that one is using for the payment, right? So I don't know if you can see me. Let me try to see. Maybe I need your attention here. So on my cell phone here, I will log into my application WAZOBIA. I don't know if, let me see if you can see me. Okay. I'm not sure if you can see. Okay. Let me try to sort of change the background. So I don't know if you can see. Sorry, yeah. So this is my sort of WAZOBIA app. So as an agent, if they go to subscription, so at the moment, I don't know, is it quite clear or no? Okay, so for example, assuming an agent wants to pay for advanced subscription. So you can see this is the code that the user, I don't know if you can see, this is the code that an agent will sort of will collect from the user. So in this case, the code is WZB-84 QJ, all in caps, K6. So this is the code that I have for the user. So what the agent will do, they will come here, they'll write W, all in caps, WZB-84 QJ K6. So that is what the agent can submit a claim for. So once the agent submit a claim, you can see it is now in gray. So what it means is whenever an agent recruit a customer, they can quickly take that number and then they can upload it on their portal. Whenever a customer made a payment, whether it is today, after 2 weeks, a week, or that is when an agent can now see that this color will change from gray to green, and that is when they can put a claim. So for example, in this case, the user did not make a payment. What the user does, what the agent does is they take this number, they copy it, and let's assume, for example, a user make a payment. For example, if a user click on I've made the payment, I don't know if you can see. So it says payment confirmation, payment successful. Again, as you can see, this has not changed. It's still in gray, mainly because it's waiting for WAZOBIA-invoice to confirm the payment. And from WAZOBIA admin, just give me a second. So we can see, for example, there is a request from this customer, and this is it. We confirm the payment. So once you confirm the payment, you can now see this one is changed to green. So now this one can now make a claim. So it now changed from gray to green. So please, I want you to sort of try to do this if you can. Just try to see, if you have the application installed, get the number, then try to enter it on the agent portal. So once the payment is confirmed from WAZOBIA-invoice, an agent can now put a claim of 50% of 5,000. And then for a sales partner, this will be incurred 10% whenever the user make a payment. And this will continue. For example, next month, if a user make a payment, you will now see it in green. It's incremental. Any question?
Hello, sir.
Hello, yeah, I can hear you, please. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I want to ask, based on the payment, who receives the payment directly? Is it the ASP first, or it goes to the admin directly?
That's a good question. So the admin received the payments. So let me just be clear, right? Once the payment, so there are two. The one that I show you is a payment that needs confirmation from the admin, right? This feature will be available in the next couple of weeks or month. But eventually, what will happen? Everything is going to be automated. So once the payment is made, the system will automatically update the record of the agents, and it also updates the record of ASP. And of course, while it is also updating the record of the admin. And the reason why we allow this flexibility for the next couple of months for this pending approval, so that to allow that flexibility for people to see the transparency of the payment process. So once we receive the payment, the system will now check the payment status or payment. First of all, that is what is called payment intent. A payment intent is when a user click on the fact that they have made the payment. So that is a payment intent process. So once the payment intent process starts, the system will check the bank statement and find the corresponding payment reference. And if the corresponding payment reference is matched, then the system will confirm the payment. And that is exactly what I did from the system now, just to confirm the payment, to bypass the system and to confirm the payment. And once the system confirms the payment, the agent portal will be updated. They will see how much agents have paid. And then, of course, you as a sales agent, as a sales partner, will also receive the confirmation. Does that answer your question?
Very well, sir.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Ali. Any other question? Okay, so if there is no other question, I would like to round off with a couple of things. First of all, to give you a recap of the whole process of sales partner and, of course, agent. Like I said, all of you are sales partners, and part of the onboarding process, obviously, is to have this training, to take you through the process. But I believe you guys will have time to explore this portal. The good news is there is a document. If you log into your sales partner portal, you can see the document of, a guide on how to use this. There is introduction, getting started, dashboard, managing agents, setting agent target, view agent performance, etc. So all the information is quite handy. You can explore. And there's agent portal guide. You as a sales partner, like we said earlier, it's okay. You can serve as a sales partner at the same time you can recruit a customer, which is an agent, which is the role of an agent, right? There is also a sales guide, a guide of agents, how to use agent portal. So of course, if you recruit an agent, the expectation is for agent at least to be literate, to be educated, be able to read English, be computer literate, to be honest, because otherwise it will be confusing for someone who is not computer literate. But like I said, you guys, you can define your own criteria of how you can recruit the agent. The basic criteria of the agent requirement is available on our website. But we highly recommend that any person who is to be an agent, they should be literate enough to be able to support the customer. The idea for the agent to receive a 50% commission of a platform is not a free money. I need to be very clear. The idea is, the expectation is they should be able to support the customer for that 3-month period. So for example, if you as a sales partner, you keep receiving complaint about the agent that they're not supporting customers, then you have an obligation, not an obligation, but you have a window kind of or wiggles or leeway to be able to sort of not approve agents' claim. Why? Because they need to work for it. It's not free money. It's not just for them to onboard people, just to keep telling people to install the application, collect their reference number, and then when people are struggling on how to do one or two things, they cannot help. So it's not a free money. The idea is within 3 months that they are supporting those customers, the customers should be able to be familiar. And after 3 months, the contract ends. If a customer have a problem, sales agent can now signpost them to you as a sales partner to say, okay, look, my contract is end for 3 months, and that is it. But if they want to sort of continue having that kind of good relationship with you as a sales partner, they can continue to support the agent. That is one thing that I would like to say. The other thing that I would like to say is, Of course, it took us quite a few minutes to be able to go through the system, but I can tell you this, it requires some level of understanding for people who are using it for the first time. So what I would rather recommend is, of course, we are going to have a kind of frequent meeting with authorized sales partners to review the progress that we have made so far and to see if there is any room for improvement. But at the same time, there is always a room for training and training and training. So what I will decide to do is some of my team, or even myself, will be recording some videos on how people can use the platform. And I believe that will be helpful. But at the same time, the user manual is there. At least a literate agent can be able to go through the process and be able to support the customer. The other thing that I would like to mention is this is just the beginning of WAZOBIA-invoice products. Obviously, we understand that there is a huge market there, especially for indigenous Nigerian platform that does this kind of, not simple, but quite complex exercise for small and medium businesses. But in terms of development, more features will be added, more features will come, and hopefully and eventually, we plan to sort of support our customers as best as we could. Another thing that I would like to mention is, because Peter was asking about withholding tax, which I did mention, withholding tax is for big companies, not small and medium businesses, as per the definition of small and medium businesses for FIRS. But there is a new product that is coming, hopefully, which is WAZOBIA Books. And WAZOBIA Books is for advanced, it's for big organizations, because WAZOBIA Books is just like Udo or QuickBooks platforms that actually does a quite complex accounting processing. And our plan is our loyal sales partner, authorized sales partners, we plan to sort of retain them or to maintain them as sales partners. And that is why if you log in as an agent, for example, you can see that, let me just share my screen, go back to the dashboard. So you can see that there is a link here, referral link. So referral link is meant for WAZOBIA Books, because WAZOBIA Books, that one is an online platform. But so far, WAZOBIA Books, an agent do not need to use this referral link. But for WAZOBIA Books, an agent can use this referral link so that they can connect the dots with their payments. But as far as WAZOBIA-invoice is concerned, an agent can only use these features, which is claim user payment, by adding the WZB reference before we can be able to sort of trace their payment. So I hope that makes sense. Please, if we can all unmute ourselves and try to see if there is anything that we can discuss. Yeah, Faisal, if you can come in, please.
Okay, thank you very much for the wonderful presentation, Prof. That was quite resourceful. So although I haven't received any login detail as well, so probably I'll reach out to you after this meeting. So, but from the email that I received,
yeah,
I have a couple of questions. Okay. Okay, so my questions is under the terms and conditions for the sales partners.
Yes.
So number 7, where it talked about termination.
Duration, yes.
We have a point that says WAZOBIA may suspend or terminate an ASP for breach, misconduct, and poor performance. So I mean, I want to have it, I want to have a clear understanding of what breach is for WAZOBIA. I want to know what misconduct means, and I want to know what poor performance is when it comes to WAZOBIA's standards. That's one. And secondly, my second question is number 2, where it says appointment and status.
Yeah.
The first point there says that ASPs are independent contractors and not employees or legal representatives of WAZOBIA. Now, looking at it, you know, the software, the website is fully under your control, like the WAZOBIA, right?
Yeah.
Now, the agents and the customers know the
Yeah.
agent. The agents know us and we know you. So now, if we are looking at it from a different angle, even the most secured platforms out there, they do have breaches, they do have a whole lot of things can happen, right? Because we are not perfect and all of that. So and people are going to, you know, put in their products there, their data and all of that. Should in case, you know, a glitch happen, which I'm not praying for, not anytime, but at least let's know that we have a plan for that.
Okay.
So in case if anything happen, where do we stand in this, since we are not like legal representatives of WAZOBIA? So more like I need a more clarification on what this means.
Okay.
And then the last question, which is under number 6, it talks about payment terms, right? And
Yeah.
it says that payment schedules and methods shall be determined and communicated by WAZOBIA. Now, if I'm being plain, if I'm being open, if I want to, you know, onboard or I want to enroll an agent, and if an agent want to onboard whoever it is, they need to be clear with them. Okay, if you do this, you'll get paid so way. And then this is when you get your payment and stuffs like that. So if I, as an ASP, I don't know this, I'm thinking, how can I actually communicate it with these agents when I want to onboard them? I can't just tell them payment will be made and I will not tell them when or how or, you know, anything like that. So these are more like places that I need clarification on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Faisal. Let me share my screen. So obviously this is the terms and condition for ASPs. I mean, I appreciate that you've taken your time to sort of look at it, and I think it makes sense if we are to sort of kind of review or to look at it together. So first of all, you've talked about duration, poor performance, and misconduct. So obviously, as you know, I mean, this is a business, obviously, and business, yes, we work on target. But having said that, the target must be reasonable. That is number one. Number two, the fact that we build this structure, or we identify, or we agree to build this structure of ASP, it means a lot. We have discussed a lot. We've explored different options, but we resort to this ASP structure. So what it means for ASP, we have seen it, and we have seen how it works, not just in business in Nigeria, but internationally. So you can look at ASP as more or less as a franchise which is a kind of a representative. You have a logo, you have an authority to sell a product, to train, etc., etc. But at the same time, there is always a question of, okay, what is happening? For example, does the ASP does anything, which it happens, that contradicts the principles and the directions or even the objectives of WAZOBIA, for example? I mean, if that is the case, then there is always a room to either adjust by the ASP or by the WAZOBIA, or even to terminate the contract. So that is when it comes to the kind of misconduct, for example, and of course the definition of misconduct, which I did mention earlier, so which is reflected in the terms and condition, is in the context of let me see if I can. So the ASP terms shall be governed by the construed in accordance with the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that is within the definition of misconduct of a business in the context of businesses in the country. For performance, Of course, as a franchise, there is always an expectation for one to sort of recruit agents. The target of WAZOBIA is not to generate revenue at the moment. In the next 2 to 3 years, our target is, of course, yes, we want to generate revenue, but at the same time, we are looking for the numbers of subscribers. So the performance is not necessarily about how much money one is generating as an ASP. What we hope and our prediction, and our analysis shows that if we get people using these products, even if they're not started, if they're not paying now, obviously with the services that we are adding, obviously people will tend to pay. I can give you an example. For example, we are now looking for how can we add a service that will detect or that will locate users' PON number if it gets lost. I believe this is a service that everyone wants to pay in Nigeria because, even yesterday, I was told that a woman was killed in Kano when a thief was trying to steal her PON number or their PON number. What of kidnapping, for example? If someone wants to locate where their spouse or their, so that there are whole lots of services that we want to put in the future. So the plan is, as we go forward, so some of the services that we are adding, of course, will attract people to pay. So with the poor performance, obviously, because we have a limited number of ASPs, we don't want to have like 10, 20 ASP in one state. So obviously, we need to see, for example, if ASP is not performing, then what can we do? If there is any support that we can provide, then we can provide. And if otherwise, if there is none, then of course we have to find a way to adjust that relationship. Like I said, that our initial plan was to have not more than 5 ASP per state. In some cases, we say even 1 ASP is enough. But we are trying to sort of expand the space so that people can all get in. You've asked about breach of cybersecurity, and this is a very good question. But what I can tell you is that, which I think I mentioned it in our first, in the first few slides, first few minutes when I started the presentation. At WAZOBIA-invoice, we don't hold business data. And that is what that's what makes WAZOBIA-invoice quite a cheap product, actually. What we did, actually, we built a software that makes your device be a database. So if you have a computer, you install WAZOBIA-invoice, your database is with you. So your data is not with us. And that is why I started with saying, please, let's take our time to read privacy policy. So in the event, for example, a user lost their data, they are losing their data, not, of course, their data is with us, but it's with them. Because we provided at least 2 options that a user can back off their data. One is they can synchronize it with their Google Drive, which means their data will be saved in their Google Drive. And if there is any cybersecurity breach on Google Drive, WAZOBIA-invoice, of course, cannot be liable for that. The other option is even if they are using free services, they can use backup, feature that they can download their sales data, send it to another device, and that's it. So let me just be very clear. WAZOBIA Smart Tech, we are not holding any piece of users' data. The only piece of users' data that we hold is that code. And that is why throughout this presentation, you can see that I keep saying code, 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 code. From the user agent, we identify users' payment based on their code. From the from the agent, yes, we identify, based on the information, but everything is about the code. So that is to say that we are not hosting data. What if there is a cybersecurity attacks on WAZOBIA website? It happens. It's okay. But a user is not losing anything. It's WAZOBIA Smart Tech that is losing. And of course, we're not going to come to you as an ASP to say, oh, hey, there is a cyber attacks here. So there was an attempt actually 3 weeks ago, but our website was kind of resilient to address it because we see the traffic that is coming. So that is with regard of cybersecurity breach. Then payment method. That's a very good question. Ideally, and it is within our plan that as soon as an agent made a claim, there is an instant payment. So what happens is when an agent recruit a customer made a payment, our system of course will see, and then from the agent, their system will see as soon as they record that payment number. So once they made a claim, once they sort of see it turns to green, they can click on a button to make a claim. The claim goes to you as an ASP. And when you approve the payment, that is when the user receives the payment from WAZOBIA Smart Tech. But for you as an ASP, if you look at the terms and conditions, it was clear that we aggregate it by the end of the month or at the end of the month, and then the payment will be paid as a whole sum to the ASP. And as we said earlier, we are not WAZOBIA Smart Tech is not liable for your tax. You are the one to pay tax. Obviously, with the Tinubu tax policy, everyone must pay tax. So even you as ASP will pay the tax. So the whole sum, your percentage will be paid to you, and then you pay your tax accordingly. So obviously, you may also need to have your own WAZOBIA-invoice application so that you know how much tax you need to pay. So with the agent payment, as soon as you approve the agent payment you approve as an ASP, the WAZOBIA-invoice, on the daily basis, we have our admin that are looking at the account and to make sure that everything is on board. So, and as soon as you approve it, the agent will receive their payments instantly, because they have already registered their bank details, etc., and our admin will pay their payment, and of course they will CC you as a record for you to see. I hope that answered your question, Faisal. If you have any other question, you can ask. Otherwise, please. Yeah.
Yes, it does. And I think I have one other question, which in your presentation, you've answered more like half of it. Okay. The initial question was, regarding how after the 3 months, an agent will definitely stop receiving the percentage from the customer and all of that, and which you have already made it clear that that customer will be transferred back to the ASP. So yes. I want to know, will the ASP continue to get that 10%? Is it more like a lifetime thing, or the ASP will also stop getting the 10% after the 3 months?
Okay, so that's a good question. So the contract, if you read it carefully, the ASP will continue to enjoy that 10% as long as the customer is paying subscription. As long as the customer is paying the subscription. And the idea is very frank. I mean, it's very clear. WAZOBIA-invoice cannot be anywhere and cannot be everywhere in Nigeria. So what we are trying to do is to outsource the services that we're supposed to be present. Because the fact that we deploy a product, it doesn't mean that we left the customers to find their ways. We have to have people on the ground to be able to support, people that customers can talk to, can speak to. So as long as the contract between the ASP and WAZOBIA-invoice is valid and is working, and as long as the customer is paying for their subscription, I mean, that 10% goes to the ASP. I hope that answered your question. Sorry, Faisal, a lot of people there. Mukhtar yes, wants to come in. Faisal, if you have further question, we can follow up. Okay,
yeah, Mukhtar? I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. Mukhtar?
Yeah, amazing session, Prof. Great session.
Thank you.
Well done. Yeah, so I also have a few questions.
Okay.
I think the number one question is I want to know if ASP have access to all the premiums, like the platinum, the advanced, for demo, while training the agents and maybe customer. I don't know if the ASP will have access to all the services for demo.
Yeah. So to answer your question, in fact, that is the next thing that I'm going to say. So as an ASP, in fact, not only an ASP, as an ASP, you can have access to all the payment. Of course, we don't expect you to pay even to explore the services. So what I will suggest is after this, so as an ASP, you have our contact. We have your contact. As soon as we finish this meeting, if you can text me the code, that subscription code that you are using to generate or to subscribe, I will I will release it for our admin to approve all our ASPs. And not only that, if you are recruiting an agent, because even agents themselves, they need to explore the features of all the services that we have. So if they come through you just need to let us know. We can then be able to release them, and you can do it. You can do it instantly. For example, even now, if you go to the subscription, you just approve it. You just click on I have made the payment. What we do from our end, because like I said, for the sake of this onboarding process, now it's manual, but eventually when everything is ready, it's going to be automated, etc., etc. So if you can send me the subscription code, I should be able to sort of approve it. So I will let our admin to approve all the subscription. So not just for you as an ASP, which you are part of WAZOBIA, but even your agents. They need to explore. They need to have access to all the features. So please, if you can send the code to us, we should be able to approve it. I hope that answered your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It
Thank you,
does.
Mukhtar.
If you can hear me, I still have another one.
Okay,
So
please.
I think the other question I have is to what extent can we own the application? There are business fair going on, and other places where you can display the app. So I equally want to know that to what extent can the ASP own the applications?
I mean, what do you mean by on the application?
I mean, why maybe showcasing the applications to potential customers, especially maybe for example, we in Next Step we do participate in hackathons and what have you.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we can do demonstrate or display it during those kind of event business fair.
Exactly. So look, right. I don't know. Sorry, which company are you from? Are you with?
Yeah, I'm with Faisal from Next
Okay,
Step.
Faisal. Okay. So yeah. So what I would like to say is, as an ASP, that is what we call authorized sales partner. So authorized sales partner, you have an authority to not only to display, but even to represent WAZOBIA. That is why we said you're allowed to do the training. When you do the training, you charge for the training. We have no claim. WAZOBIA have no claim on how much you charge for the training. So you can display, you can do the displayation. You can claim that, okay, I'm an authorized sales partner of WAZOBIA. I'm part and parcel of WAZOBIA-invoice. So in essence, like I said, it's like WAZOBIA having offices all over the country, but through ASP, if that makes sense. Good. Thanks, Mukhtar. Thanks, Faisal. I've seen a lot of questions from you guys. Let me go to if there is any other question. Dr. Tariq, Farouk, Bashir, Ahmed, Aliyu, any other question? Peter, I didn't hear from you.
Oh, I think I'm okay. Just for us to use the application. If we have any concern,
okay, go ahead. Yeah, so Prof, what a wonderful presentation. I really enjoyed it. The only comment that I have, I did receive the login detail, but what I did is to try and change the password. When I did that, I haven't received, well, I tried logging in, but it doesn't seem to work at the moment. Probably it might take a few minutes probably before I get a link, because I requested I use the forget password option, which I haven't received anything yet. So probably might take a couple of minutes for me to get that. Probably that's something that you could have a look at.
Brilliant. Thanks, Tarek. Yeah, I will speak to our admin, and I'm sure they will get in contact with you to sort it out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, otherwise, I think the presentation is wonderful and very clear and straightforward. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awal, any question? Ahmed, any question? Dr. Bashir, any question? Ali Isa, any question? Okay, so brilliant. So once again, thank you guys. Thank you very much for sparing your time. Like I said, as part of the onboarding process, this is the first step. The next thing, obviously, is once you settle, I will be sending another. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I will be sending some correspondence to let you know that once you settle. Sorry, yeah. So once you settle, please take a look at the terms and condition. Once you are set up and you are ready, we are happy to upload the address and the location of your office on our website as ASP, because that is possibly when you can see some agents are coming to you, wanted to be an agent. Because like I said, all agents that comes to us, we will direct them to authorized sales partners because we understand that we have a certain level of trust for those ASPs. So we will be happy to upload the exact location and the address and the phone number for you guys to be contacted. We have received a number of requests for people to be trained. Like I said, WAZOBIA-invoice cannot be everywhere, but you that you are on the ground, it will make a lot of sense if you can fill in those gaps. So once again, thank you very much, and we look forward to working with you. I'm sure there is going to be a lot of challenges. I mean, the system itself is not 100% perfect, but I'm sure we will sort of, we will move it forward and see how it goes. Once again, thank you. Thank you very much. Once again, if you have any question, please just let out. Yes. Ali, yeah, any question?
Yes, sir. I just have a kind of, the system is coming down, and the target we are looking at a common people in the business, that is the grassroots.
Yes.
So it will be a kind of okay again if we can be able to have this training in the most simpler manner, that is in the dialects, Wazobia, in the dialect of Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba commonly. I think that will go a long way in talking to our people at the grassroots so that they will understand. Because whatever we're going to do, if we did not take it, like for instance, this platform of OPay or PAMPay, you understand, people are operating it, they are from their dashboards easily because it deals with money directly or where they save us stuff like that. So please, there is a way that we can have it in those dialects to portray the name Wazobia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Just to add, Ali, yes, in fact, we have a YouTube channel, WAZOBIA-invoice. If one can subscribe, there are some videos that are still going around there. But yes, I understand that we need to have one in English, we need to have one in Yoruba, in Igbo. So this is something that we are working on. But yes, certainly this is one of the most important things for us, because that is what makes people actually to use it, because they need to understand, they need to find it easy to use. So thank you guys. Thank you, Aliyu. Like I said, if you have any question, please reach out. I will be recontacting and reaching to you guys. And yeah, I hope we have a very wonderful year 2026. Tinubu tax reform. So thank you guys, and speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Faruku.
Aminu. Duniya.
Baba ya ake.
Na bibiye ku fa sosai fa. Na ga abubuwa very okay, very okay. Aminu. Very okay. Very okay. Very okay wallahi. Ka san yanzu haka magana da nake muna tare da Awwal shi ma?
Okay, Allah sarki.
Wallahi. So ina so involving din shi ma duk abubuwan da ya zamto cewa ni ma an sami easiest yanda abubuwan da su kasance tunda ba a san me zai je dawo in the future ba.
Gaskiya ne. So a recruiting din mutanen ka gane is the key. Recruiting agent din shine is the key idan su za su saboda abin da ke faɗa shine akwai yaran mu da yawa ba su da sana'a.
Na sani.
Wannan is another chance saboda mutane suna neman solution. So idan za a taimaka wa mutane za su yi wannan sosai.
Best way. Insha Allah ina mai tabbatar maka I will do my best. Duk yaran nan da kuma na tabbatar za a samu saboda yanzu ka ga yanzu with this abin nan din yanzu dan karamin business ɗinka you can manage it.
Exactly. That is